Hello there and welcome
to the new channel.
Here to help you see
the new you.
My name is Carmine Ortega.
Dennis Calamba.
This is Nato Agbayani.
My name is Juan Lu.
I'm Chino.
I'm Trisha.
This is Apple Manansala.
This is Attorney Carlo Ibanez.
This is Attorney Sheila Santiago.
This is Angie.
This is Orgamin.
My name is Dante Salama.
This is Jesse Francis Rebastillo.
I'm Dani Acuña.
Mon Mendoza.
I am Mapet Erhino.
I'm Leo Bryan. Mike.
Nice for beer.
Sir Al Ian Barcelona.
Marvin Salazar. This is Sunny Haldons.
Heidi Lumainos.
This is Ivan Jude. Patrick Geronimo.
Alan Perez.
My name is Erwin Ursua.
My name is Bob.
My name is Lloyd Luna and this is
Future.
The Talk.
Family Business.
The Puppet Stories.
Aftershift.
PNC Town Hall.
YOLO.
Marketplace.
The Home Buyer.
HR Hotline.
Dani Art Show.
Healthline.
Foreign Affairs.
COVID
Stories.
Awesome Day Show.
Thank you.
Money and more.
Cybernext.
Women at Work.
Win Within.
Port Project.
The Big Picture.
Sometimes life lets you down and you feel that you are done. You just want a morning run because the fun is all gone. Sometimes life makes you proud when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind and see the brighter side. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you. Sometimes life makes you blind and you choose something bad. You just wanna cry and hide and save your face from the crowd. But sometimes life makes you see the beauty in you and me. When you look up above, there is God and there is love. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new. We're here to help you see the newness of life. We're here to help you feel your hope is so real. You got the power to see. We'll help you see the new you. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you.
The new channel. The new channel. The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the new channel. We're here to help you see the new you. This is the Family Business with Nato Agbayani. Good afternoon to everyone. Good afternoon. This is Nato Agbayani. You're watching the family business here on TNC. Today we have two guests, husband and wife team Orly Ballesteros and Mitch Ballesteros.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the new channel. Welcome to the family business on TNC. So, good afternoon. Before I let you speak, I will introduce you first. Of course, my friends, the viewers that we have this afternoon, we'd like to introduce to you, of course, no less than Mitch Ballesteros. She's the CEO of the uh, events company. It's called X-Link, the very famous X-Link. Yeah. And then, of course, the COO of X-Link, Mr. Orly Ballesteros. Hello, Orly. Hello,
Hello,
Mitch.
good afternoon.
Right.
Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon. So, before I let you tell your story, we will just have a short 5 minute break, and we will bring in our friends from MAD. They are helping. This is the organization making a difference. They're now doing relief operations for those people who have been affected by Typhoon Ulysses. So, are they here already in the studio? Is Myros here already?
Yes, yes. Hello.
Are you? Please meet Orly and Mitch. Please tell us about the relief operations that's been happening in the past few days with MAD.
Oh, all right. So, hello to everyone watching. Hello to the husband and wife. My Myros. I am currently the founder and executive director of the ASEAN Youth Advocates Network. So it's actually in partnership with a lot of organizations, just like what the host has mentioned. I am MAD. I am making a difference together with a lot of organizations here in the Philippines and in the ASEAN region. So right now we know that we have had a lot of catastrophes so far, natural disasters such as Orly, um, and Ulysses. So we're actually ongoing operations as of today. So today we decided to have a break, but we know what's so special about our operations is that it's really youth driven. So the average age of those who volunteer with us are from the ages of 18 to 21, so really young ages. There are also some 15-year-olds joining with us out there. So yesterday we went to Marikina. We've distributed more than 100 food packs for 100 families together with water, with tons of water. And for tomorrow, we're actually going to be having another one at Rizal. Then, knowing the importance and the urgent need in Cagayan, the group has decided that we will be continuing operations to most of the provinces that need it the most. So after Rizal tomorrow, we plan to go to Bicol and to Cagayan, so north and south. If you would like to donate, you are free to message me at my respondent. You may also check out at the ASEAN Youth Advocates Network on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We are continuously doing this. This is the biggest youth drive here in the country, and I hope everyone gets to support it. Thank you so much for featuring me here in the family business, and to you, Sir Nato. Good
Thank
afternoon,
you,
everyone.
Myros. Okay. Glad to have you. Thank you. All right. Welcome back. This is the family business with Nato Agbayani. Please don't forget to watch all the other shows of TNC. So the big picture: Mondays to Fridays, 7 p.m. HR hotline, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, 12 noon. The fourth project, Saturdays, 10 p.m. Dubai, 6 p.m. Philippines. Usapang Beauty, Thursdays and Saturdays, 5:30 p.m. COVID Story, Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. U-Turn, Mondays and Thursdays at 10:30 a.m. The Home Buyer, Mondays and Thursdays, 4 p.m. Puppet Stories, Mondays, 5:30 p.m. TNC Marketplace, Fridays at 10 p.m. YOLO, Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Money and More, 8:30 p.m. Philippines, 5:30 a.m. US. TNC The Talk, Mondays at 12 noon. After Shift, Wednesdays and Fridays, 8:30. Win Within, 8:30 p.m. Danny Art Show, Fridays, 5:30 p.m. Foreign Affairs, Tuesdays, 10:30 a.m. Healthline, Wednesdays, Friday, 4 p.m. Women at Work, 9 a.m. Saturdays. Awesome Day, Mondays, 2:30 p.m. Cybernext, every Wednesdays, 12 noon. Tech You, Fridays, 2:30 p.m. One Day and Town Hall. All right. And of course, don't forget to watch The Family Business with Nato Agbayani. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Myros, for joining us in this show. Let's welcome back Orly and Mitch, of course, of Xlink, the founders of Xlink, are good friends. So, Orly and Mitch, I'll keep quiet now, and then I'll let you tell your story. Please tell us about the journey of Xlink. When did you start? Then now that your kids are involved, when did they start getting involved? Yeah, please.
Okay. It started 2001 after I gave birth to our second child, Orion, and it was home based. Now it's turning a decade, and Orion is here with us already, doing some editing and broad functions. And it seems that the 2 decades after the birth of X-Link events, uh, X-Link events was reborn this pandemic. The quarantine led us to something um, beyond the physical thing that we can imagine, where we've pivoted and explored into something that before we didn't really believe in, but here we are. We have this online events, and we're doing some services with our clients who are continuously believing in us, the communities that we have. So this is really an amazing experience for us. Um, I- um, Hindi ko po na-mention, X-Link Events was born out of the pakimkim of Orion. After his baptismal, yun po yung nag-start ng funding for X-Link, and it was used to open the bank account of X-Link, and the history unfolds already. So
Parang grande yung pakimkim ah.
after 6 months, our COO joined us. He used to be involved with the corporate function with a very popular fast food. Di ko na muna i-mention, baka may conflict. So,
We're
Orly
not
was
tuning
able to join
sponsors.
6 months after. So, 6 months after that. And then the history unfolded already until we were reborn this pandemic that uh, with all the, I think, over 2,000 events that we did in almost 2 decades, we were able to have over 100 that this quarantine from ECQ onwards. So I'm very,
Beginning
very,
April, you've had
yeah,
100 events
more
that
than
way?
more than
More than
more than
that.
100 online events already. And I think for the physical, we had almost 2,000 or over 2,000 events that we produced with the 2 decades that were in the physical events. So we're almost 5% of that already, and we're planning na mag 10% of the physical yung ma-produce namin until December. Yes, Mr. COO?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Orly, before you go in, I mean, you were in effect positively affected by the pandemic. Is that right?
Yes, very, very bad effect kasi ang daming naka-line up na physical events. Of course, the revenues were affected, staff were affected, and we were in the point na hindi namin alam what shall we do kasi ang daming problems, di ba? So we prayed and we prayed and until such time na merong mga ideas na nag-come out. And of course, it was pivoted by our COO last, I think, first week of April when we started the online streaming. And we tested waters until it became a full-blown X-Link event, not only in planning but in organizing, but a full production house already. Our staff were able to adapt also. And we're remotely operating all our events actually as entrusted to us by our clients, yung mga sukit na namin. Thank you very much for all the communities and families we had already. You made us survive and sustain, still sustaining continuously despite this pandemic. Of course, there are inner wheel clubs of the Philippines, the Rotary International District 3800, corporate clients, all those Philippine Marketing Association, of course, the Chamber of Commerce. These are the communities that help us pivoted, and of course the Department of Tourism. The DOT really took us to something and gave us a break through, of course, the involvement of our COO, Orly Ballesteros, as one of the board of the Tourism Congress and the organizers organization, the Paseos. I would like to call my not better half, but equally great partner, Orly Ballesteros, to elaborate on that.
The great Orly Ballesteros. Sir Orly, can you tell us more about this transformation? I was about to ask, sabi ko, during this pandemic, a lot of industries were really affected, especially the events and the tourism industry. And yet, you're saying that during this pandemic, the opposite happened. I mean, you said yung term ni Mitch was reborn. So there was a rebirth of X-Link. So please tell us
Yeah.
more about this.
Of course. Thank you, Nato. Miss you. Oh, so, sabi nga namin ni Mitch, we produce events, physical events, and we invite Nato as one of our speakers. Now it's in reverse because
Oo nga.
Nato is the one inviting us already. So that's how the reality is that everybody is into online, and of course we also have a lot of content. I myself started become aggressive with my YouTube channel, so a lot of followers, and I weekly do content. But because of the current situation that we are blessed with, a lot of association and corporate events that we're managing right now. So all because as we all know, people and brands. Pero nung nagsimula yung event, yung pandemic, where there are a lot of canceled events and refunds also are a problem. So we always in a lookout of what to do. Sabi nga ni Nato, tourism and events is a frozen industry. Frozen meaning there's no activity right now. Even if events is already allowed, mind you, people are not investing, organizers are not investing in the online event because it's expensive. You can only use 50% of your venue, and also you need more investment, and it's hard to recoup your investment if that's the case because the cost is too high. And watching the trends all over the world, not only in the Philippines, we saw that slowly the country is into digital transformation, and this show is already a testament to that. That people are accustomed to online events, and therefore
It's technology, but we have with us as X-Link, we have 20 years of experience. And sabi nga, you cannot shortcut experience and wisdom. Therefore, we still do what we do best, but we pivoted to online events. And luckily, the associations, different associations and organizations that we've been in relationship for the past few years saw the importance of online events. They realized that they have no choice. And coming from the insight that people still love to gather and still wanted to do normal things with their life, even if they're deprived of the physical events, we educated them and showed them the way how to properly and professionally conduct their online events. And so far, that formula, our tagline is online events made better, because technology is there. Sometimes when we compete with other technology company for an event requirement, what happens is that we explain to them it's more than technology. We are a MICE professional or events organizer professional for 20 years, and that is our differentiation. So, and then they saw the output that we created to them, yung mga initial clients, and so we were able to generate as far as US client. We are servicing US client and Singapore and Hong Kong clients. We can never be happy, because while others are trying to find ways how to cope up with the pandemic, we were able to pivot. Of course, I give credit to my CEO, one of the best sales and marketing master, and a lot of ever since naman when we started the company, she knows how to. Michelle knows how to do sales and marketing. I always am the idea, but execution wise and marketing wise, si Michelle yung marami talaga. So I can only credit for starting it, but to finish it and continuing it, si Michelle yung credit. Yun lang, boss.
I think no, I mean, it's really, one is experience, number two is really content. I think technology comes only number three, because kami, for example, in Premier Family Business Consulting, our sessions, our family culture building, our family enterprise planning is really face to face. And suddenly, all of these things happened. No, ako, I moderated for a lot of webinars and stuff like that. The content was good, but towards the middle of the pandemic, people were starting to have that webinar fatigue. Para,
Yes.
ano ba naman? Webinar. And then, I came across Apple and Lloyd, and I've known them naman for quite some time. Just about the same time we've known each other. And then, suddenly I realized this is a new format and the content is good, and people are still looking for something new. So it's really the experience, the eye. For example, TNC, when I started watching it, sabi ko, grabe, para tong real network. I mean, because we're used to the TV networks, we're not used to the live stream networks. And yet, somehow we're able to thrive in that environment. And I think you're right in saying that 20 years of experience in events, it's not really just about the technology, because so many people are there's so much expensive technology now. I think someone showed me some sort of virtual reality, augmented reality stuff, and really very expensive. But I think at the end of the day, it's really content. And how are the other events companies doing? Because it's the whole supply chain, right? The generators
Yeah.
people, the lighting people, the construction and stage design people. So how has it been for them?
Well, I've been an officer of different association, and I remember you're also part of Bounce Back. And was able to meet live events, those who produce concerts and activation. The problem with them is that they don't have regular people, and it's only during the pandemic when they saw the need to form an organization. Although there's already an organization that is Advertising Suppliers Association with the Philippines, which you know very well, Nato, when you're part of another organization. Remember, we go together with Ad Congress. But again, the challenge is this. Of course, we are all not only Mitch and I are not only working for our organization. We are involved in the industry. So that's the difference. We know the problem and we always find the solution. Yung sabi mo yung content, ako I'll go further. Hindi kami content eh. I'm always about yung sinasabi namin sa marketing, ano yung need or customer pain points ng client. Kung ano yung customer, kasi minsan simple lang yung gusto niya eh. Gusto niya magkaroon ng event, ayoko ng mga bells and whistle na technology. Gusto ko lang ma-execute yung event ko na professionally because for us, ang fear nila is yung bad reputation, unprofessional people manning their events, and that's not us. So yun yung what we give them eh. Ang difference lang 24/7 yung ano. So sometimes Michelle, natapos yung meeting niya 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. Try to imagine a client having a 2 a.m. meeting. That's the end of the meeting. How some the association, try to imagine that. So or yun yung challenge ngayon. Wala na siyang yung barrier, yung borderline na when you go
Boundaries,
home. Oh, wala na yung boundary, di ba?
They can message you anytime.
Weekend, no holidays anymore.
No holidays. Actually, so yun yung challenge. So kami ganun din. At the same time, we have long contracts with clients. Siyempre marami kaming events. Biglang tatawag yung client. Bukas, next week, gawa na tayo ng event. And since we have already a long-standing contract, wala kaming, hindi kami pwede ngayon. So we have to adjust. Like the best, I think, one of the most rewarding thing that we were able to execute that showed how experience comes into play is during last 2 days, diba? There we have a typhoon. Ulysses is there. You know, a lot of online events organizer canceled their event.
We had 2 events at the same time, right?
Yes, we
during the typhoon.
During the typhoon, we did not cancel. We have in our home, we have a great internet here, but there's brownout. So there's no power, there's no internet, right? So luckily, we set up 2 HQs. So we have 3 HQs, mind you, just to ensure yung redundancy namin. Kung ang call center, 2 lang ang redundancy nila eh. Kami, we have 3 redundancy. And we know pretty well what our job is during this kind of crisis. So we never panic. We created a solution. We're prepared to that. And the client were surprised. They're willing to stop the event. Pero kami, we can execute the event. So yun yung isa sa mga what I say, it's all come to play yung wisdom and preparation of a professional on how to use the technology to execute, to show the results that expected. So, yun yung, sa akin, yung natural high namin. Achievement ng X-Link as a group to execute during Typhoon Ulysses. Yun lang, yun yung...
That's great, Orly.
Yeah.
Well, ganito, after we will have a short break. That after this break, I'd like you to delve more into, for example, how your kids have been involved. Because in the family business, there's three elements. There's family, there's the business, and there's ownership.
Agree.
And we'd like to understand like how the kids have been involved with the business. So we'll be right back after this short break. We will be right back with Mitch and Orly and Mitch. Welcome back to the family business with Nato Agbayani here on TNC. We bring you back Orly Ballesteros and Mitch Ballesteros of X-Link Events. Welcome back, Orly. Back, Mitch. So, before we had the break, I was asking, so how have been the kids involved? I mean, in family business, there's the second generation, sometimes even the third, and beyond that, the fourth generation or even beyond. So, um, how did the kids start helping you? Of course, aside from the Pakim Kim earlier, that started everything. So, yeah,
Uh,
please tell us about it.
in terms of shepherding the kids, I think Michelle is the one leading the pack. So let us hear Michelle. I give the honor to Michelle how she leads the pack and allows our kids to be part of the business.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Ako kasi I always believe in Asian way of involving the kids in livelihood. Kasi I myself, doon na rin ako pinalaki and um, letting them understand and having the sense of responsibility on the livelihood of the family is really a must for the family, especially this pandemic. Kasi sino-sino nga ba magtutulungan kundi syempre kayong magkakasama sa bahay. Of course, we have remote staff who are helping us, but in a simple way of doing designs for the PowerPoint of the client, especially those clients and events that have the roll call. We're very fortunate that our kids are very equipped with their computer knowledge. I'm very thankful that I allowed them to be involved in computer literacy way back pa. We even set up the of course the home Wi-Fi. Of course there are regulations on the games, but the computer knowledge of the kids, your children right now are very essential for you to be to adapt and pivot into online. The simple things like how do you connect with the Bluetooth and those things, and how do you, of course, we're very fortunate with our Orion kasi he has he's studying multimedia studies in UP. So talagang kasama yan sa curriculum niya. And Orly and me naman are very fortunate kasi mga mass comm graduates kami involved in production with our theories in production, staging, and of course the creativity naman, it's always there with us. I used to direct stage plays involved in so many trained by PATEM of CCP, the Cultural Center of the Philippines, and the PETA, Philippine Educational Theater Association, and I've been involved into so many productions also way back. So it's parang it's falling into places now that we're integrating all this new generation knowledge and information from our kids. Actually, our tagline was born out of the brainstorming of a father and daughter. Our eldest is very much involved in marketing research. Kaya yung insighting and all those things with another corporate company talaga where she is really working. So from time to time, we're integrating all of this, and it's just happening. Of course, our tech team, Jay, Renee, Honey, and others that are involved with so many projects that we have executed already are trained to be really equipped. Hindi naman kami, we're not really technically knowledgeable kaagad. During the ECQ, we were forced and pushed ourselves to really educate ourselves to really train in this technology. Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, this one, the StreamYard, diba? And all the pre-prod. Kasi it's very much needed. It's all essentials for you to produce events. And of course, the event planning per se. Event planning and event organizing knowledge we had from over 2 decades of our experience in physical events. creativity and this experience and family involvement is really are the elements that we put in together in order to deliver and make things happen for our client. Actually, with our clients, nabibigla rin nga sila that, let's say for a shoot, location shoot, which is very seldom naman, ano, because I really recommend na no physical contact at all. But for twice, we involve our son, Neo, in that shoot, location shoot that we had for our client na hindi talaga very familiar with virtual shooting. So we even had swab test for that. And they're very surprised that our son is involved with us. So that made them assured na we came from one place lang, which is our parang advantage na rin. Kasi that could assure our client na okay, you're coming from one place lang pala, and that will not give them any hesitation na it's coming from different places to have the virus pass on to them. So may fear kasi ngayon in meeting people So yun yung advantage din namin.
Mitch, what's the landscape now? For example, Orly also, no? What the events, the conferences, everything. There's so many, and it's happening now. All of it online. And I think you were talking about differentiation earlier. And what do you think is going to be the trend? I mean, this is maybe going for the next 2 years, and we don't know like what's going to happen. So, what do you think is the trend for events and also the industry?
It's going to be very, very chaotic kasi easy entry ito eh. But as the only difference that we can offer in X-Link events is really our experience, our creativity, and of course, the kind of service that we're rendering to our clients. Iba pa rin syempre yung meron kang pinagmula na experience, no, how to handle clients, especially now that maraming hesitations, apprehensions ang clients. You need to really talk to them heart to heart that you're sincere in rendering the service to them. Others may have the technological advantage, the knowledge in technology and all the equipment, high-tech, sophisticated equipment. But mind you, it's the service that will spell the difference. And that would only come from people that have long-term experience already in the industry. Those who would know how to understand clients. And with us, si Orly kasi, pareho kaming marketing professionals eh. Events, MICE professionals, and marketing professionals, integrated together, those knowledge, pag pinagsama mo yan, medyo malalim yung pagmumulan yan in servicing the client. So, yun yung sinasabi namin na whatever happens, kahit up to the wee hours na just to have to pass on peace of mind to our clients na everything will be okay during on the show itself 3 days from that schedule, we can do that. Kasi of course pag medyo mahaba na yung pinagugutan mo ng experience, you could understand the client na ano yan eh, jittery yan, may hesitation, may apprehension, and it's only you na nakaranas na ng long experience na ganyan, makakapagpakalma dyan. Other organizations and clients that we've experienced, hindi nila talaga alam how to make it in virtual and how to be online. So all of these things, kapag meron kang stock knowledge and experience on that, you can assure the clients na, okay, it's going to be all right. It can be done through this. These are the things that we have to do. And even if it's first time for them, as you go through the process and have the journey with them on letting them learn the virtual things that they have to learn, and then come up with something na, oops, pwede pala, ganon, pwede pala. Ano na yon, assurance na. Kaya sabi nga naman, we're very thankful to those associations and clients that are trusting us kasi word of mouth na po. Nanganganak ng events yung mga projects that we're doing with them. And it's really hindi po yan mababayaran eh. It's priceless for us kapag ka ni-refer ka na and then na yung testimonial nila, yun po yung beyond the package na babayaran sa'yo, which is right now hindi naman pwedeng maging business talaga, kundi service and ministry na rin po yan at the same time.
Yes, and I think, well, we've collaborated with several events already in the past. Although physical, hopefully I will be able to collaborate with you on another project that's virtual in the coming next year. Very soon, no?
Looking forward.
So, yes, looking forward then. I mean, I think maybe you are, shall we say, I don't know, on top of the other events companies who have suffered, di ba? Kasi some are still not pivoting, right? Is that correct? Or everybody's at the same page now?
Actually, marami pa rin people are failing to pivot and siyempre alam natin na sa advertising tayo tsaka sa events, lalo na yung mga live, meron kasing separation eh. Kami mga MICE professionals, we do business events, is a niche industry, while the events like the weddings, what else, the social events are really trying to find hard to cope up with the situation. So we also know some production houses that already sold their gadgets and equipments because they don't know how to pivot. But sa akin, yung trends na binanggit mo kanina, Nato, what are the trends? First is this, H2H, from B2B to B2C, it becomes H2H, meaning human to human. You talk with another human being and you try to uncover the feelings and emotion of that human being. And what can you do to solve that particular pain that they are currently undergoing? And second, the trend is, bagamat sabi ni Mitch na our differentiation is our relationship, our expertise. I just like to inform everybody that for me, as I'm assigned sa technology and another staff that I have, we've tested 100 apps. No, we tested it. We deep dive to different apps just to know what are those apps that can really serve the customer. So we never stop because this is our passion and this is our business, and we know that this is in for a long haul. And third, Nato, just want to tell you honestly, and to all the people that are listening to you, for events, kasi recently we manage the Actuarial Society of the Philippines. These are an organization that is expert on data. And one of their experts internationally from Hong Kong predicts that in the Philippines, we will be able to really have an event, na live event, physical event, 2025. And for me, doon sa industry, for me sa industry naman namin, it's around 3 years pa. So basically, that's it. That's how it is. This is already, sabi nga nung sa isang convention, I'll get it from Miss Pinky, a former president ng Philippine Marketing Association, which kasi ako stoic ako eh. Acceptance na eto na yon, tanggap ko na yung situation, acceptance, then adaptation na. So yun, you accept the reality. This is the reality. That's why your show was born, because of this reality, and this is here to stay. People are already digitally transformed. Their habits is already changed. The consumer behavior is changed already. We are accustomed to ordering online, and a lot of online platforms. Labanan nga ngayon is creating a marketplace, di ba? Everybody wants to have a marketplace. Even in the global scene, everybody wants a marketplace. Pero at the end of the day, when the market becomes saturated, what happens? So, nagbabago yung dynamics talaga when you're observing the business. Therefore, the only thing that we can do is, control ourselves and create ways on how to cope up with this. And right now, luckily, we are able to do it. And of course, we still our business model is still evolving as an online events organization. But hopefully, talaga marami namang mali. Pero we will still try to attempt. Pero those are the things that I can share to your audience na trends, no? The international arena expect us to have physical events 2025. Although, in some areas, kasi ngayon may outbreak sa Europe, may outbreak sa Asian countries na nagsimula na mag-exhibitions or conferences, may outbreak. Sa Vietnam nga, walang mask eh. Recently, may women's conference, walang mask. And they're experiencing outbreak. So, I mean, we cannot solve it. Even the, sabi nga nung New York governor, di ba, yung kay Donald Trump, Pfizer already come up with a vaccine, 90% accurate. However, ang fear ng mga nasa government, kasi I'm following the US scenario, this, it affects us. Ang sabi nila, yung governor sa New York, they will still test it because Pfizer is a good company. However, yung vaccine is a political, was politicized by the Trump government. So hindi mo alam kung effective ba siya o hindi. So I believe that, no? Kasi alam mo naman yung presidente nila ngayon na paalis na, no? Medyo iba rin yung takbo ng utak, no? So I mean, we are still in for a long haul, and this is already the reality. Kami ni Michelle, we already embrace it. We already have a studio that can serve the clients if they want to create communications or online events or content. We already have a studio na to cater it, and we already partnered with different organizations. So ganun din. Kung ano yung pain points nila, yun lang. We will only create products that our clients want us to create. So we will never veer away from that.
You, Orly. Yeah, totally. You know what? Our firm as well has invested on a fully parang telepresence equipment where we can really service the clients from anywhere. So, but it's expensive equipment, but you know, at the end of the day, it's really the delivery system. I think, grabe, actuarial na nagsabi niya na 2025. So,
yes,
there's really going to be a real change. But I think people are adopting a lot of technologies that we were thinking like 5 years ago would not work at this point are being pushed. And you know, cashless payments, everything online delivery dati parang unimaginable. Now we see our kids, even yung 150 pesos na item or even 50 pesos na item pinapa-deliver. Even my son is having his mga printer ink delivered, you know, everything, practically everything.
Yeah, wala na talaga.
That would be the norm. So
Yes.
anyway, we have so many families in business watching the show right now. What would be your advice for families in business in terms of those planning of events? Alam mo, yung mga families in business natin are basically high net worth. But you know, sometimes you have the money, but you don't know how to pivot. You don't know how to do it. So what can you advise them? I mean, from the knowledge you have in marketing, sales, advertising, and the trends globally, what do you think is their best bet?
Okay.
Come
Let
on
me
na.
start first, involve the family, involve the kids with you. Kasi there's no way that we can sustain and have livelihood tayo magkakasama sa bahay, di ba? The family. It's an Asian way of doing, of surviving a livelihood. Let's go back to basic. Involve the family. Involve the family. Let them realize how is it to live and survive the livelihood with them. They have to know even the details of how are you earning a single peso out of what you're doing. Even in your online marketplace, you need to involve them. Kahit taga-pack lang yan. Kami kasi even sa PowerPoint presentation, simple design, and then I put them all together. Okay, ikaw dito ka, the other one, aside from the remote staff that are helping also in the project. Kasi kayo yung magkakasama eh. To tell you honestly, we put them in the closing credits of our clients, and in our shows. Kasama sila. And sabi ko nga, we're making a history here eh. If this will be solved 3 years from now, 5 years from now, at least they can look back that we all have survived, or even ilan lang ang makasurvive, at least we had our experience that we did it together. Sabi nga namin, dun sa isang ginawa namin pang promote, discover what we can do together. Discover what we can do together. We are actually telling it to our clients, but we're also telling it to our family, to our kids, even our manang. Discover what we can do together. And you can discover also what your family can do together to survive the livelihood during this pandemic. So, yun lang
Very
po.
inspiring, Mitch. Thank you, thank you. How about you, Orly?
Well,
What do you
sa
think?
akin, because I'm more in running the family, I'm more on the friend side. Eh. Yung parang yun yung aking role. I am a friend to my kids. So sometimes may disadvantage yun, may advantages, may disadvantages, di ba? But sa akin, isang bagay na I try to do because I love reading books. So I implement priming. So what is priming? According to, if you're a behavioral economist or you read Dr. Robert Cialdini's book, Power of Influence and Persuasion, priming is when you create the environment that people will be influenced by the environment. For example, to us, they're seeing how we work, so they are able to subconsciously absorb that work ethic and yung works that we do. Second in here, like we want our kids to be to love knowledge, to be interested in acquiring knowledge. That's why, since my hobby is book, yung bookshelves namin at the second floor kumbaga, they can pass by to that bookshelves. And all of them loves reading books. And since I have a lot of business books, of course, also novels, so they are now consuming those content. And for me, in a way, that is my influence to my family. That they're reading business books, marketing books, and of course, some literature. So again, priming is important. Priming means creating an environment of learning. Na even if if you don't force them to learn, they are forced to learn. Kasi, kumbaga sa pagkain, sa kusina, sa table, if what's your offering is puro healthy foods, wala silang choice. Kakainin nila healthy food, di ba? So that's how you don't need to say words to your kids. They just see what is happening all around them and they absorb it. Kasi di ba, action is powerful than words. So for me, that is my contribution on them being entrepreneurial, and that's and creative. That's why our daughter is integrated marketing communication. Orion is multimedia
IMC.
arts, of course. IMC yun. I mean, it's the only school, UAP is the only school that offers IMC. So that's what the course that she took. So marketing pa rin yun, walang kawala. Yung second namin is multimedia arts. Of course, definitely the priming is working. Although we're hoping that the third, pero yung fourth namin is is a good artist. In fact, maraming mga international na bata pa yun, 15 years old si Lance sa Deviant Art. Marami ng mga international na gustong kumontak sa kanya. And I keep on prodding him, nagawa na kami ng webtoon. Kasi ang galing niyang artist. Yung work niya talaga is, for a 15-year-old, it's like professional yung gawa. So again, nasa arts pa rin. Although malungkot kami kasi gusto namin science siya. Pero because the environment is there, it was set up to be like that. And the parents is leaning towards art. So, like si Michelle, like, pag may mga arts, ballet, whatever. Oh, so that's the influence. You don't need to sometimes tell them, diba? They absorb what they see. So again, priming is the key. So for parents that are listening, kung gusto mong maging knowledge lover yung anak mo, lagyan mo ng libro. Huwag mo kalatan ng mga Xbox tapes. Although meron din kami ganun, pero mas marami yung libro kasi yun yung hobby namin, magbasa na magbasa.
Yeah.
So for me, that's it. Yeah.
I just attended a workshop on, well, childhood psychology and everything like that. So I understand what you mean. You need to prime them. What you show the kids actually is what you get eventually. So if they have a troubled childhood, then you get a troubled adult. So anyway, Well, it's been an hour, and
Kala
we
ko 10
really would
minutes pa
like
lang.
to. Oh
Bilis.
my, we'd really like to thank you. Before we end the show, we
Ayan,
have
if I may add lang, oo, if I may add, baka makalimutan ko, don't ever forget to involve your kids in advocacies and charity works.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
that now. That helps now. You know that I'm very much involved in Rotary International, in Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines, the Chamber of Commerce, the Marketing Association. So all of this are contributing to the overall well-being of your kids. They have to see you involved in the society. It's not only the family that will survive. It should be holistic in our country, in the whole world. And they have to understand that. You're not born to be alone. Dapat yan all together. We need to survive this pandemic. And even if physical socialization it's not there, we still can connect with each other through making difference through online. Ang service po ng mga advocacies, charity organization that we are involved with ay ano po yan, tumatagos po yan hanggang online. As a matter of fact, as I speak now, ongoing po yung aming advocacy work sa Marikina, na marami po talagang na-affect, and the Inner Wheel Clubs and Rotary Clubs, nandun po lahat. At sabi ko, after this, habol ako sa Zoom, sa inyo. And still, we can survive any societal problem through working together pa rin. Discover what we can do together pa rin. Thank
you
you.
know. Okay, so before we end, we always have what we call the word of the day, and it comes from First Peter 5:10. And it says, "And God of all grace, who called you to his eternal glory in Christ, after you have suffered a little while, will himself restore you and make you strong, firm, and steadfast." So, with that, our viewers, we'd like to thank Orly Ballesteros, Mitch Ballesteros for joining us, both from XLink Events. You can contact them at XLink Events on FB and what's TW? Twitter. Twitter. And of course, ayan, that's their website. And of course, if you'd like to know more about family business and family business consulting, we are available at www.premierfamilybusiness.com. You can message me at my email premierbrandmanagement@gmail, or you can contact me through Nato Agbayani, the business advisor page. So with that, we'd like to thank everybody. Let's keep healthy. Let's keep helping. There's so much to be done. We need to free forests, Sierra Madre, and yeah. So let's keep helping. Paano yan, Mitch? Together, ano yan? Ulitan.
Together, we discover what we can do together.
Discover what we can do together. All
Together.
right. So with that, guys, we'd like to say bye-bye for now. See you in the next episode of the Family Business here with Nato Agbayani on TNC. Good afternoon and God bless you all. Bye. Bye-bye, guys.